Okay, so you got that. You got a link to where you will be able to get in touch with me anytime. Well, need I remind you, I do work a full time job, so I will definitely get back with you as soon as I can. But hopefully, a community member will be able to help you and guide you to the best of their ability. All right. So, all right. Now I got that stuff out of the way. Let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of this thing. So let's rewind back. I told you that you have your starting balance, which is $100. And then you have your settings here where you have it set to where you want to win 3 out of 8. How do you come up with those numbers? Well, it all depends on your risk appetite. Okay. Some people say, hey, I only want to do one trade out of a certain amount of trades. Okay, you can do that, but need I remind you, you will have to have a certain account size in order for you to do some things. Okay. On here for let's say 3 out of 8, I only need $11.76. Okay. So just keep that in mind. But usually, what I usually do 11 out of 3. And as you can see, it changed up there to $55.25. I would at least have to have in my account. But here recently, I've been experimenting with 6 and 1. 6 and 1. So with 6 and 1, I would have to have at least $75.09 in my account at least for the settings to win 1 out of 6. All right. So here for payout, I don't think I said it, but please make sure you pay attention to your payout because the payout will change at unexpected times. And you do not want to be sitting here thinking that you're going to get 92%, but in all actuality, when you won that trade, you got 60%. All right. So pay attention to what's going on with that payout before every trade you take. All right. Do not get too comfortable. Do not get complacent. Um, I already explained here with the fiat type. That is important also. Like I said, whatever currency you're dealing with, it'll change it automatically. All right, let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes. So here you have the binary compass. All right, this is the field area. The field area. This is where here in this column it tells you the trade number, and then you have the trade result. Then you have the trade amount, trade return, and then current balance. Okay. So let's say I got my pocket options open and I'm getting ready to place a trade. Well, I got all my key information in, right? Okay. Well, it's telling me that I need to put $1.33 in for my first trade. So boom, you're gonna do that. You place your trade, whether you win or lose. You're gonna go here to this drop down and you're gonna pick whichever one, whatever happened. This thing is gonna give you the trade amount that you need to put in there so that you can stay profitable. All right. So let's say if I lost. Okay. Now it's gonna tell me how much I got back, which was nothing because clearly I lost, and then my current balance, which should be $98.68. So now my next trade, trade number 2, will be $2.78. All right, I place my trade, whether I win or lose. For educational purposes, I'm going to say I won. Guess what? I won my 1 out of 6. So now it tells me my return, which was $2.56, and my current balance should be and will be 99.99% of the time, unless you made some type of mistake and was not paying attention to the payout, it will be just that. Every now and then, yes, it might be off by a penny or so. I don't know if I already said this or not, but I'll have to get into that at a later date on why it might be off by a penny every now and then, or a penny or two. But for the most part, it is definitely going to be very, very, very close. So as you can see, I won that second trade. So my balance should be $101.23. Okay. So now what do I do? Well, I go here to log it. All right. Now what is log it going to do? Log it is going to clear this field, and it's also going to take your current balance and push it up here to the starting balance. All right. You just cleared a phase. You just cleared a phase. So that phase is good to go now. Boom. That's phase one completed. Go ahead and push log it. Give it a couple seconds. There. All right. Everything is going to automatically come back on its own. But as you can see, it took your balance. That's what your balance should be at this very moment in pocket options. Everything else stays the same. And now you have your new trade amount for your new trade. Okay. So you're going to go here and you're going to, let's say you lost. Okay. Let's say you lost trade number 2. Let's say you lost trade number 3. Let's say you lost trade number 4. All right. Look over here. You see where that thing lit up red? That's a stop loss right there. Okay. Now, later on, I definitely will get into it, but there is a second part to this, okay, where you can set a stop loss. All right. That stop loss is at 10% of my account right now. So once it get within or at 10% or more of my account, what happened? It will light up red, basically letting you know, like, hey, you're within that range. You are within that range. Uh, or under, and on all actuality, because the last trade it was close. It was like at $91.19. Okay, and if we go over here and we look real quick, the loss alert was supposed to trigger at $91.10. Okay, but because we were still over that with at $91.19, it did not trigger the stop loss. So once we lost trade number 4, it triggered and it came up red. All right, it came up red, letting you know. Some people will say, "Well, what do I do?" That's something that you are gonna figure out, uh, guys and ladies. That is something that only you can make the decision on if you want to press your luck, or do you want to say, hey, I'm done for the day and I'm gone. All right. I will say this. I'm guilty of it. A lot of other people are guilty of it. A lot of times we'll go ahead and blow past and continue trading, hoping that we hit that one trade that will take our account to the positive. All right. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm just keeping it honest with you. But to be a disciplined trader, it would have been good to, at the very least, you could have put in your new balance and just started from your new balance. Just started from your new balance instead of pressing on and trying to hit that one trade. All right. That's just me being honest. I'll give more examples of that later on, just to keep it short for the moment. That's how you can treat these situations. You know, at the end of the day, you have full control of your money and what's going on. Um, this is all you, you know. So, okay. So now my account balance should now be at 102.47. What are we going to do? We're going to go ahead and log it. We're going to log it. Wait for everything to load up. It does not take long. Boom. There it is. Now our next trade is $1.36. Okay. So at the end of the day, that is everything in a nutshell. There's one more thing I do want to show you all. Let's say, all right, I'm going to change the settings real quick just for educational purposes only. I don't care. 14, and I want to win uh, 4. All right. I'm just throwing it out there. So be patient with me while I put inputs in these fields. This is just something for you all to know that it is there and you can use it. Okay. So let's say I get, now let's say lose. Okay. So let's say boom. You see where it triggered? It triggered. It actually triggered up here a long time ago. But for educational, okay. So you know what? Let me do this the right way. Let me do this the right way. Let me do this the right way. Well, heck. All right. So look, for educational purposes only, ignore this column right here. All right. But let's say you get over here where you are within that 10% range of your stop loss. Guess what? If you wanted to go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to just take whatever I have in my account at that moment, it's two things you can do. You either can go ahead and just say log it, okay? Or you can sit here and you can press this button right here that it's a clear button. You could just push it and it'll just clear everything. All right. Simple as that. Simple as that. Or like I said, you could have pushed log it and it would have took your balance and it would have stuck it up there in your starting balance. All right. You could have done either or. So this was the first tutorial for the binary compass. Hope you guys got something out of it. Don't forget, if you have any questions, you can always go to the Discord, check it out. Plenty of information there. Ask your peers, ask me. This is what I'm here for. All right. Peace.